Yo, guys, Urb'n Barz brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. And guys, here in the UK, we got our man Ren in the house tonight. Our man Ren has got a track called Dominoes, guys. And guess what? Let's just get it. I love that guitar. How can someone make something sound so sweet? It just, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. So bleed me of all my self-belief. My smile shows all my insecurity.
To believe me of all my self relief, or belief even, and my smile shows all my insecurity. Not insecurity, but I like the little sounds going on in the background there as well, guys, and the shimmering of. So the words and the background is moving slightly, just a slight little shimmer, just makes it look like everything's moving, guys.
My self-belief.
So then we've been short of all our self-belief.
My smile shows all.
And my smile shows all my insecurity. I like that, guys. I like that. I think he did a little bit of a chuckle there when he wrote that, guys.
My insecurity. In the kingdom of Photoshop, kings and queens will never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells.
Oh, insecurity sells. So you think about it. So whether it's your hair, your face, your teeth, I don't know, whether it's your body shape, whatever, things about your health, etc., it's all something that's used against you to make you go out and want to do something about it. So it sells. Insecurity sells, guys. If you feel happy in yourself, you're not really going to go out and splash out on all this kind of stuff, etc. Well, you might do actually, but when you have insecurities about stuff, like, you want to buy a new face, you want to buy a new body, this, that, and everything else. I don't know, guys. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. I really do apologize, guys. I hate scratching and doing stuff in front of the camera, but I'm so sorry. My nose is, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. But it is what it is. But yeah, he's got a great point there, because I always say there's two things. Insecurity sells, guys, but so does controversy. Controversy sells, guys. It does massively. So when you see people in the news about good things, doesn't matter, because if you see them about bad things as well, so long as that person's name and their figure or their brand is out there, doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent, etc. It's going to sell, it's going to shift, guys. And that's what they want. They just want their name out there, guys, and people to be talking about them. And yeah, it is what it is.
In the kingdom of Photoshop, kings and queens will never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells. Dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you built us like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground.
And it's true, you build people up to knock them down. And that's the thing that you see, especially in our media. Like if you're into your sport, you know that. They'll build someone up and then they'll take great pleasure in absolutely smashing them down. Now, I don't even know if I should say this, but I worked for a major TV corporation for a few weeks when I was very, very young, guys. A major, major corporation. I'm not going to say who they are, guys. And I was shocked and stunned, because I've discovered that they had a library of photographs, or two libraries of photographs, One library had all the good pictures, all the lovely smiles, etc. And the second library had these horrible pictures of people. So if they had a story in the news, which was a good positive story on that celebrity or that person, they dug out a nice picture to go with that story. Now, if the story was something negative about that person, they dug out a terrible picture. Because it's all in the mind, guys. We make associations, guys. I'm not going to go too much into it, but that is the gospel, guys. Trust me on that.
We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. I hide my head under the sheets. 'Cause how can I face a world that ridicules the weak?
Oh, I love that. How can you face a world that ridicules the weak? And it's true, guys, because was it niche, survival of the fittest? And in some ways, you know, so you get mixed messages because you hear all these people say, oh, look, oh, you talk, whatever. And they say like, oh, look at the people who can't speak for themselves. Okay, blah, blah, blah. But then in their words, but their actions don't match up, guys. Because sometimes you hear all this stuff, but the way that a lot of things in society are going is it does prey on the weak. So if you are vulnerable, that's the word I was looking for, or say, for instance, you have little money, you have a job which is going nowhere kind of thing, you can't pay the bills. What happens? You get threatening letters, you get all these people on you, jumping at you, threatening you with court, threatening you with eviction, threatening you with putting your name on a bad debt list, on a blacklist, this, that, and everything else. So, you know, this is a world that does ridicule the weak and it preys on the weak. It says, oh no, we do good, but it doesn't, because when you look at the actions, if you're in a good position, people, then, you know, strong position, you've got a strong job, you've got a decent place to live, blah, 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 you're not going to be affected. But it's really weird because to me, it's counterintuitive, because I'd have thought when people are in trouble, that's when you need to help them. You know, when they say about these things about mind and all that sort of stuff. But when you're in trouble, you can't pay your bills, blah, blah, blah. You've got threatening letters, you've got debt collectors, you've got this, that, and the third coming to your door. Isn't that something that starts to prey on your mind? Really? Sorry, I just hit the microphone there. Really? It's a lot of twisted stuff that goes on, guys. It's twisted. And that's all I'm going to say. And I know that I'm going to get in trouble again on the old algorithm, but it's got to be said, people.
'Cause how can I face a world that ridicules the weak? Where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves.
Oh, I love that. So if you're a fashion model, you're a fashionista, this, that, and everything else, you know, beauty, to you, beauty is skin deep, but it doesn't go, I don't know, or shall I say beauty to you is just on the surface, whereas it should be inside even more, like skin deep. I don't know. But I like this, what it says here, where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves. So on the exterior, and what was that? Oh gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. Really? Oh, it's gone right up my head, guys. But it's the one with the painting. Remember the painting? So they take a portrait of this guy. Sorry, my throat. And the portrait is hidden behind a wall somewhere, or behind a curtain, blah, blah, blah. But as the guy gets more and more beautiful in public, the portrait gets uglier, because deep down, deep within him, he's ugly. His life and all his thoughts are ugly, you know. So to him, really, beauty is only skin deep. And I just can't remember the name of it. Really? And I've seen that, I've watched so many times, I just can't remember. Really? Oh, that's bugging me now, guys. But when we come to this, right, beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves. So listen, I'd rather have the beauty, a beautiful heart, a beautiful mind, a beautiful soul, than be someone who's just shallow. You know, there's nothing to them, little substance. But guys, I'm going to wheel this back a bit. Sorry, I've been coughing and not feeling great at all.
The weak, where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves. And now I'm broke, it don't come cheap.
You see.
Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Ariah was the most beautiful girl in this world. She shined like diamonds and rubies and pearls. But then, as soon as she turned 13, she forgot just how bright that it was that she gleamed.
Whoa.
Stuck in the material world of magazines that glamorise fake and Photoshop beauty queens. Top 10 beauty tips making her feel inadequate. For the first time in her life, she felt ugly.
Oh, man.
So Ariah stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough, or so she thought.
Oh gosh, and that's so true, guys. What is the age? It is around that kind of age where you start to be so self-conscious and everything. You know, there's a time in your life when you're running around, you're having fun with your friends, blah blah blah, and you don't really notice these things. But suddenly, around that sort of age where adolescence comes in, blah blah blah, you start to become self-aware. You start to see yourself, etc., and then you start to almost interrogate yourself, and all these things that you see on the outside, you look for them in yourself and you think, well, I'm not like that. I'm not a size 0. I'm not got muscles out here, blah blah blah, or whatever it is. And then all these things start to prey in your mind, and it's the vicious circle, guys. So I understand exactly what Ren's saying here, and it's such a terrible thing that it does happen.
So Ariah stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough, or so she thought.
And also, guys, at that age, 12, 13, 14, you should be enjoying life, having fun with your friends, going out, running around, doing whatever it is. But you shouldn't be focusing on your looks and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy.
Ariah felt she could never be loved. She started cutting her wrists and hiding her scars with gloves. At 16, an anorexic beauty queen, she collapses in a puddle of her tears and blood, cause she never felt enough. She never felt enough. Your sellers told this lie that we must buy to keep in touch. We can never buy enough. Never buy enough. All the riches in the world can't buy a sense of self-love. Funny how you act surprised when depression's levels rise, when you force feed inadequacy straight into our eyes. Television shows that praise the beautiful people, and talent competitions that just laugh at the feeble.
Oh man, Ren, you are so astute. You're so astute. It's true, isn't it, guys? I mean, this is what I'm saying about my channel as well. I remember, like, I'm just equating it. If you just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just saying, so certain songs, people say, oh, you got to check out the subtitles, blah blah blah. No, I don't have to check out anything, people. Listen, I've been listening to music, going out, whatever, raving, if you want to call it that, blah, 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 since I was a little youth. And then back in them days, guys, there was no videos, there was no subtitles, this, that, and the third. There was no internet. We just listened to music raw. And most of the time, we didn't even know who the artist was. We only heard the voice. So all this nonsense is just, no, I'm not listening. I'm not having it, guys, you know. But what he's saying here with the talent competitions now, so many of them, they look at the person, they look at the face, the body, this, that, and everything else. But they rarely recognize the voice. Really? That's just my perception, guys. That's just my perception. I might be totally wrong, but that's how I've been looking at it for the last so many years, guys, because I see so many talented people. I remember the first times going to the States, I saw so many talented people out on the streets, guys. You know, I think this is where Ren came from. Ren came from the streets, talented as anything. And I was thinking to myself, these guys are more talented than the guys that are out on wax. Why are these guys not being picked up? And when I say guys, I mean men and women, boys and girls. Really? They weren't being picked up. And then what I saw that was on wax was not as good as what I saw live out on the streets. It just didn't make sense. It didn't add up, people.
The beautiful people and talent competitions that just laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people turn to plasticine, molded like a factory. We're growing up to fear, feeling ugly. It's lunacy, and not even a community. Cause insecurity breeds judgment, judgment breeds hate, no unity.
Judgment breeds hate, no unity, insecurity in the community. Oh my goodness, he's got so many absolutely killer lines here, guys. And it's not even hip hop per se lines, but these are lines that people should really be thinking about. This is more conscientious. Is where I came from with the conscientious rappers, you know, the conscious rappers, you know, and conscious music. With people to open your minds and to actually look and see what's going on in front of you. Look with your eyes, listen, see what's going on in front of you. Don't be blind, don't run with the sheep. You know, be your own person and actually see what is going on in front of you, guys.
These are beautiful people and talent competitions that just laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people turn to plasticine, molded like a factory. We're growing up to fear, feeling ugly. It's lunacy and not even a community. Cause insecurity breeds judgment, judgment breeds hate, no unity. And hierarchy based upon aesthetics is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics. And
I like that. So hierarchy based on aesthetics is what gets people bullied in schools for their genetics. So if someone says the aesthetic, the look that they're looking for is someone who's 6 foot with shoulders like coat hangers, you know, slim waist, whatever, and you're 3 foot tall and you're a bit plump or whatever, that's someone who's been bullied because it's from your genetics, that's come through your genealogy. You know, it's come from your parents and your parents' parents and your parents' parents' parents. You can't do so much to change that, but you'll be bullied because you haven't got the wide shoulders, slim waist, you know, long nose or whatever it's going to be called. My goodness, guys. And who's the person who decided all those hierarchical factors? I can't remember. You know, I need to remember to look at the names and stuff, wherever. It wasn't just one person, but, you know, we're all being categorized. We're all being put into boxes. And I don't really go for that, guys. Trust me on that.
Genetics is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics. And I felt so ugly growing up. The way that I look sometimes got me beaten up. I mean, what the fuck? Sort of culture do we live in? When we're defined by the shape of our face. When we're ashamed by the size of our waist. When we're imprisoned by the form that we take. And so we keep buying and spending. That's just how this story goes. You build us up just to knock us back down, and we just keep falling. Like domino.
Man. What is that other track? There's a track which says something like falling like dominoes. I can't remember. It's like 10, 12 years old, whatever. That little sample would have been perfect to go on the back of this track as well, guys. I think it's something like dominoes. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know. And I think the thing I was thinking of was the picture of Dorian Gray. It's just come into my head. If you haven't read that book, guys, read it. It's called The Picture of Dorian Gray. I hope I've got that title correct. It's a very good one about what's on the outside as opposed to what's on the inside, guys. Very, very good story to read, guys. It will make you think. But this one, Dominoes, absolutely brilliant. This is another REN classic, guys. It's really got me thinking. I mean, REN is a good thinker. He's a really good thinker, but he's also an observer. He looks and he sees what's going on around him. Or he looks and he sees what's going on around him. And then he makes, he makes an assessment of what he sees as well, And then he looks and he actually asks the questions. Why? Why is this happening? And what is the reasons? So sometimes you need to look around, guys, and to actually see what's going on around you and ask the questions and say, look, not just why, but it's like, is this even right? Really? But yeah, I like that. So, the stories about the anorexic one as well, that really came to me because one of the friends at school, so how old would I be? Like, I think the girl, his sister was like a year or 2 years older than us. And she was such a lovely girl, had no issues whatsoever. And then suddenly, I think they were doing, and this is the honest truth, hopefully I won't identify the person by saying this, but they did a sponsored fast. I think it was for like a day, 2 days, or I don't even know how long it was. But for something so innocuous as that, she never came, she's ended up anorexia, all this sort of stuff. I'd never even heard of it beforehand, before that happened. But, all these little things happen and, these little triggers. And I don't know, obviously there must have been other underlying reasons for why it kicked in and it happened. But no, so we have to understand that school is a good thing because you end up learning, but well, if you go to a school which encourages you to ask questions, what you don't want at a school is just to be told, right, this is what happened, this is, what you do, blah, blah, blah. But you should be encouraged. Why? What? Where? How? When? Those are the questions you should be asking, or they should be encouraging you to ask. But at school as well, though, unfortunately, children are beautiful, but they can be not so nice to other children. And it's not even just the children, but it's also other things that people see. So the advertising, the news, the TV, the programs, all that, it puts so much pressure on us to be or to conform to a certain way of, I don't know, fashion, even the way of thinking. So sometimes it doesn't help to for a person or to encourage a person to be an individual, because we're all trapped and they try to I can't think of the word, try to box us into little boxes or put us into little categories, whereas we shouldn't be. We should be encouraged to be individuals. But that's just my opinion, guys. And I don't know. I might be wrong, but I'm old in the tooth, guys. I'm as old as the hills. I keep saying it, and I actually mean it. I'm as old as the hills. But yeah, I'm prepared to listen to new ways of thinking, this, that, and everything else. But guys, I ain't just listening. I'm always going to be asking questions. Why? When? How? Where? Yes. If. I ask those questions. And sometimes people don't like you asking questions. I wonder why that is. But yeah, Dominoes, that was a cracking track from our man Ren. I think that's one of the best tracks he's dropped. I mean, the beat on it and the guitar playing, everything was just so. It was literally, it just meshed in so well. It was in the background, but what he was saying was really important, people. So I think it's a song that we should listen to a lot and to actually really feed into it and to say, look, what's going on. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. So this is a track from our man Ren. Ren is so versatile, but there's always the inner theme that goes on with a Ren track where he does ask those questions. He asks those questions that some people try to ignore, and yeah, I hope we start getting some answers. But that was Dominoes. I absolutely love that, people. This channel, I love people like Ren. I love people that make you think. And Ren doesn't just ask these questions, but he does it in such a way that this is musically so intelligent. Musically he's far ahead of so many. And he's like an old sage. He's a young man, but he's got old shoulders. I always think people like Homer, the guy who dropped the Iliad and things like that. I just think that Ren has probably read most of these masterpieces, and he's actually understood what these writers were actually talking about and what they were thinking about and what they were trying to get across or to convey to us. But yeah, he's an old master himself on young shoulders. I enjoyed that here at Urb'n Barz, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I'm sorry for rambling a little bit, guys, but it is what it is. I'm not in the best of mindsets in a minute, so I hope I made sense. I have to listen back to this and think, did I make sense, or did I sound like someone who needs some sleep? I don't know. But guys, Dominoes is definitely a track I'm going to listen to a few times. And guys, you can help a brother out here by subscribing to my channel here at Urb'n Barz, guys. If you can like, share, hit the notification bell, it just alerts you to when I'm dropping more reactions. There'll be a lot more REN reactions to come up, guys. Definitely. I absolutely love that. I didn't know what to expect. He exceeded all my expectations. Trust me on that, people. And guys, whatever you get up to, look after yourselves, look after each other. But more importantly than all of that, guys, make certain you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction, guys.